Hey everybody, and welcome back. Right, well, as I've said before, nothing much happening. You can hear the AC running because it's going to be in the high 80s all week. Some thunderstorms later on, so got to keep myself cool. Nothing else to mention other than my right foot is killing me. I've got, I don't know whether it's athlete's foot or something strange like that. I can't see anything, but like my little toe and the one next to it and the one next to that are itching like mad. I've sprayed some stuff on, but I just said to Linda, you know, I'd rather have the pain than itchiness. I hate that. Anyway, you don't need to know about my feet. What else? Nothing else really. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the other greaves, because as I mentioned, oh no, you don't know because it happened on Saturday. My rock shocks came. When Gary made them, he got in touch with me because he didn't have any of the chrome springs in stock. I think he said they were powder coated, black powder coated, and I thought, you know what, with all that silver and chrome and everything, black would look nice. So I said, okay, send me them with black ones. So they arrived on Saturday, so he sent them on Tuesday, so that's not bad. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. It's pretty good from the UK, with not the most expensive of shipping. So I'll show you them. The reason I'm not there with them is because they're in the paint room. If I talk in there, it's very echoey. So I'll just take the camera in and let you see that, so you know what's happening there. And then we'll start with forks, and we're starting the week with a little mystery. So let's do that. Right, so Greaves looks quite nice, doesn't it? Look even nicer when it doesn't have a two-stroke engine in it. Alright, the mystery. I was out here yesterday, Sunday, because as I say, it's hot and I've got the AC on in here, so I thought I might as well come out in the cool. And I just thought I'd clean a couple of things up, ready to start working today. So, as you know, I was sort of working with one fork to make those tops and whatever. Got the other one out, started taking it apart, and as you will see, it's got in it the damper rod and the tube and everything, which is held in by an Allen bolt there. And I suddenly thought to myself, wait a minute, the other fork doesn't have one of them. So I spent all yesterday afternoon searching the workshop and the shed and anywhere else I could think of to find the damper assembly, and I don't know where it is. And these were definitely a pair of forks because they were still in the bottom yoke together, and the two fork bottoms are different. One's got the hole with a pinch bolt, and the other one actually it's like a big boss, this bottom part, and it's threaded, because the wheel spindle's got a thick end and it goes through, and the thick end goes in there, and the other end is threaded, and that screws into the fork. So that's why we've got to do some fiddling about to get the TY250 wheel to fit. But anyway, as I say, complete mystery where that's gone. It's one of those things as well, I can picture it in my mind. I've seen that. I must have taken it out for some reason. Or did I take it out because when I've used one of the other pairs of forks, that damper mechanism was damaged? So I'll have another bit of a look. If not, I've got one more set of forks on another bike. so I can take them off. There's actually forks and wheels and everything. Because you may remember, I think the other pair of these we used were the ones that didn't have the damper rod. The damper rod, actually, this end is threaded. That screws into that big chromed top bolt that screws into the top of the stanchion. The other forks don't have that. They have, in the bottom of here, they have a cone. So, anyway, let me go and search, which of course doesn't affect you because it's like magic. The time doesn't pass, and I'll bring you back. Well, mystery upon mystery. There's never a dull moment when you have a shed full of BSAs. Alright, so actually, I didn't realise I had these, so I didn't have to go and take some off the frame. But when I went to lift these out, I got hold of this fork, and this one came straight out. So there's nothing screwed in that end, for whatever reason. But this is still... Oh! That just squirted water out. Here's the thing. This is where the bottom yoke goes. It's actually knurled on this one. I haven't seen knurling on any of the others, so somebody must have done that. So let's... I've got to take this off. Okay. Pardon me, frog in my throat. It's probably that licorice I've been eating. Let me take this apart. Which one am I looking for? Now they are different. They're the same size. This is... See, this is the one with the, as I say, it's like a big casting. The bolt goes in and threads in that end. This one has got a lug on and that one. So that one is actually a left-hand one when it's round with the mounting pointing forwards. So does the other one have that lug at the bottom? Let me switch you off while I go and have a look. Curiouser and curiouser. And you see that cobweb down there? It's got a big spider in it. I hate spiders. Alright, so the other fork that I've got over there doesn't have this bracket on. And at first I thought, oh, that fella in Florida that I bought all these bikes off, he did strange things. He made like a cantilever rear end out of one of the B50 swinging arms. One engine, the gear change lever, the splines had gone, so he welded the lever to the shaft. Oh, hang about. See that, as I say, that's got a clamp up bottom end to it. That's got this casting thing. Now here's another one which doesn't have these lugs, and it's actually an end cap, and that has got a thingy in it. So I wonder if this goes with the other fork. Same length. Things are so strange with BSAs. And this lug is definitely factory fit. The end's splayed out, it's bronzed on, it's a little casting. So I wonder if I take this out of here and fit it into... Now I don't know where the end cap is for that. And as I say, instead of having two mudguard stairs like this one has, that's only got one. Gosh, Actually, I just had a comment last week about how much patience I've got after going through all this stuff with the forks. It's being tried now, isn't it? Just to keep you up to date with the weirdness, looked in the parts books. The clamp up ends are on the 250, because you may remember that the original 250, the Starfire type thing, had the same frame as the B44, sort of based on the Scramble's B40 frame, the weld up frame. But according to the parts book, this part is right, clamp up end, only one of those, but these are the forks that should have the little cone in the end, and they don't have a damper like that. And of course this one's missing its damper rod. Don't you just love BSA? So first of all, let me get rid of that spider, then I'll take this apart and I'll get that damper rod out of there, well, the whole damping mechanism. Just while we're on the annoying BSA side, look at this. See, that and that are different. And on this one, that's the threaded portion, if that's pointing to the back. On this one, that's the pinch bolt portion, if pointing to the back. So, no wonder BSA couldn't make any money in the end. You know, minor things like that. Why don't they just standardise their forks? So, this has got to be B44, because as I say, the B25/C25 had an end cap. It wasn't this pinch bolt and threading thing. So, who knows? Anyway, let me carry on. Now BSA really are just messing me about. Get my tool out for the tooth tangs at the bottom, for taking this off. Here's the one off the other forks. They couldn't even make the fork holder the same length for two different models. Ah, man. Again, these are scrap. I think they're a different diameter as well, because I just used this to do the other one. Oh good, at least it came off easily. I want to try something here, and this will really annoy me. And this is why, you see, you've really got to know exactly what year you've got, because things, they change things so stupidly. Alright, just out of interest, I'm assuming these are going to be. I mean, why did they have to make that different? What is the point? Again, same thing as far as the economics of it goes. Now they've got to make two different ones of these. And actually, let me move you down, and so hold on. Here we go. I'll just show you this while we're here. And I'm going to zoom you. This is the extra lug, and as I say, this is definitely a factory piece. It's cast. It's got a hole in there for some reason. That is threaded for the brake adjuster on the cable. I don't know if that's threaded or not, but weird, isn't it? Anyway, let me get the damper mechanism out. Alright, there's the two damper assemblies taken out. and I've just been measuring things. They are identical. The only thing that seems to be different is this end has a solid rubber sort of sealing washer. This end is like a cone, but I'll be ordering new ones of those. The threads on the ends here where the end cap screws on are the same. They're the same length, same, everything's fine, so we can swap them over. So I am going to now see, because of the difference in diameter here, everything's got to go on the bottom. See, everything that goes on is for this diameter. That diameter is bigger. So everything has to go on from the bottom, and everything has to go on before you put the end piece in there. Because the end piece is, see, the flats won't go through. So, go and get the parts book. I'll order all the parts to build these up, and as much of the other stuff as I can from my main supplier, because as I say, they very kindly still give me my commercial discount, and then anything they haven't got I'll be able to get from Peter Quick at BSA Unit Singles, but I don't get a discount there. So let me do that, and then we'll have a look at the swinging arm. I just thought, seeing as I mentioned discount, my normal supplier is British Cycle Supply. They have a warehouse in Canada and they have a warehouse in the US, in Massachusetts or somewhere. They're very good, very helpful, and if you've got BSA, Triumph or Norton, certainly they virtually have everything you need. Okay, so that's British Cycle Supply for here in the US. Well, I just had a pork pie, some pickled onions, and a pint of beer, because Linda Jane found somewhere here that does actually black pudding. She got a black pudding and some pork pies. The pastry's not exactly right, the meat's good, so she got me some, also some proper pickled onions. Alright, so swinging arm, we're going to do the two jobs, swinging arm and that stuck bit of swinging arm spindle. So that's what passes as a chain guide. It's what that bracket on the bottom was for. I think that bracket there and one in there, I hope you can see all this. That one and this one I think are for the chain guard, and that bracket there is just a chain guide. If you're wondering why none of these old trials bikes have chain tensioners on them, I'm hoping you could see all that. The main reason is the reduced swinging arm movement and the short swinging arms. If you look at a modern trials bike, the distance from the wheel to the swinging arm pivot and the sprocket is quite long. And also, of course, the wheel compared to here is moving a hell of a lot on a more modern trials bike. So it's going through a bigger arc, so the chain is getting shorter and longer, or the distance for the chain is getting shorter and longer. So the chain is going from slack to tight. So you need a chain tensioner. But this one, like with most of them, there's so little rear suspension movement. The swinging arm is shorter, so actually you don't get much fluctuation in how much that you give yourself a little bit of looseness in the chain, and that's all you need. You don't need this being able to move it up and down 2 and 3 inches, which obviously would cause so much slop that it would keep coming off. But they would put, you remember the B50 has one of these, basically. One that comes from there and goes down and comes up. It's a little nicer than this chunk of, God, it must be 3/16. So we're going to tick that off there. Now the main thing, of course, you remember is this. From comments and thinking about it, you're probably right that water got in there, left in there, expanded. It buckled this out and it caused a crack just there. So I'm going to take that thing off. I might give it a quick bead blast just to get some of this roughness off. I've given it a degrease. Then we'll put this in the press, squeeze it back into shape, hopefully, and then weld up the crack in there. So let me do a bit of bead blasting. Right, so to blast this properly I've got to change over to the other coarser media, but I just cleaned it all up. Anyway, it's in the press. I've got a long bar on the top to even out the pressure. I think you can see that it's not touching here, look, and it's not touching back there, it's bored. So let's see if we can get that belly out of it. Excuse my head, that doesn't look bad. Seems to be touching the you can see that bracket there is flat now. Okay. See, I can't get it in any other way. I might be able to do that last little bit in the vise. Let's try that so I can get more of a closer grip. Well, this is one of those instances where the weakness of the material is the reason why it was so easily deformed. But the weakness of the material means we can reform it. So I've got that right on the worst part of where the belly was. It's almost gone. Just jammed me wrist. Don't think that's changed much, to be honest. This top one, yeah, I probably can't see. I'm just measuring it. 1.190. That's 1.258, so you can see it pressed out here as well. It actually made the top of the other one is flat. That top isn't flat, it's rounded. It's tried to make this rectangular section round. Crack is opening up a bit. See, I don't really want to heat this because that might add some distortion in from localized heating. Hear that click? That's that changing a little bit. And even bored it out there a little bit. I think I just got to keep working on this. Need some more here. If that would work. Like that there. I might have to just do it moving along like that rather than trying to do a long length. Do it a bit at a time, going up and down in here. So let me work on that. Well, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. So the next thing I've got to do is make sure that I know that measurement's all right because nothing happened here. But let me go and check with the other swinging arm how wide that is and make sure I haven't made this go like that. Okay, just measured the other one. I had to drop a couple of sort of perpendiculars onto the floor and mark it. 7 1/8, that's spot on. So let me bead blast, really clean up where it's cracked, and then I'll weld it up. So while that actually bronzing is cooling, I'll show you why I bronzed it when we go over there. I thought I'd get this sawn off here. Cutting oil on it. Always the last little bit that seems to take forever. Because on one side and the other side you're sort of cutting through the metal of the tube, and then you're cutting through the wall on either side and then back through the main metal. Alright, let me turn this over, cut the other part out, and then we can see about, I've got to order a piece of steel, piece of solid ground to make a new one of those. I'll see if I can get it in really thick walled tube, and then that way I don't have to drill it, I can just tap each end. So that's the two bits cut off, so the cradles come out. Let's see if this will bump out. Good, that is in there tight. Let me try some heat. Well, I've heated that. It is not moving at all. So I think what I'm going to have to do is get the long drills out. A couple of different sizes. See if I can drill it out. So let's let it cool down and then we'll see about drilling it. Good morning. Alright, I tried bumping this through again and it moved the tiniest fraction, but my god, you've really got to belt it. So I've already run a 3/8 drill through there. See if we can't reduce the, whoops, a bit of cutting oil in. Now I'm going to run a 1/2 inch drill through. It's a 5/8. That's going through, I should say. Actually, what I might do is drill about halfway, because I'm not going to have anything to bump against if I drill it right out. Oh, come on. Right. Let me turn this down a little bit more so it fits in and see if I can drive it out now. Alright, that seems to be doing the trick. You can see it's coming out. I've just put a little bit of, squirted a bit of stuff in. But that now fits down into the centre of that hole I just drilled. Whoa! Nearly, Michael. Keep an eye on what you're doing. That's moving easier. You can hear the sound of me hitting it. Alright. There we are, see, there's just release the grip a little bit, taking the tension off that. Okie doke. So now, that's 9/16 unfortunately. It's just long enough, but I've ordered a piece of 5/8 with a 1/8 inch wall thickness, so that'll give me a chance to thread it so I can put those bolts in each end. Alright, so that's that done. We've got the swinging arm more or less done. What I'm going to do, actually, let me move it over here so you can see. It's got silent block bushes in, as you know. We're going to try and press these out or something, and I'm going to make up the plastic bushes because I've got plenty of that stuff. Alright, so here's the setup. This is our little piece to press that out, hopefully, and then we've got that through, because obviously this wasn't wide enough to be able to get it in under there. Oh, pardon me. So that feels very springy. That's just squishing the rubber. I think I need this end. I'm not. I should have measured this, shouldn't I? Let's turn that around. Will that go through there? Yeah, actually I think that's just about the right size. Except of course that now won't go on. Oh, would you believe it? We're a fraction of an inch out. Look at that. I don't want to drop this a whole notch. Looks as if I'll have to though. Let me turn you off. Actually, I cut a little bit off the end of the hex rod. It had a hole drilled in it for some reason. I must have been using it for something, so. Oh, that's not going down straight, is it? Ooh, it's not moving. I have to push the centre out with the rubber and then see about getting the outer ring out. I hate silent block pushers. Whoever thought they were a good idea in the whatever 50s when they started using them, cubs and things like that. I never liked them. Right then, let's try it the other way around and well, let's see what's happening here. Yeah, let's push the very centre piece out. There it goes. Oh. We're on to that now. If I noticed that, I started squishing things out of shape. Actually, that's virtually out. Oh, it has come out complete. Oh, nice. Okay. Something a bit longer. Oh. Anyway, let me get this one out and then we'll come back. So I had to drop this down one more notch in the end, and then of course this was barely long enough to reach, so let's see if we can get the other one. There's your silent block bush. See, steel bush, rubber, another steel bush all bonded together. sideways again. I wonder if putting it the other way around so it's in that little depression would work. Around that way so that fits down into that. I'd like one of those hydraulic ones where you have like a little foot pedal that will go up or down for the press. There we go. That's it, that's broken free. All right, all three. Okay, you see the brown cloud just drifting away there? Let me show you something. It's me. Hang about while I get things ready. That's nothing compared to what came out when I first shoved it in there, which of course was inside the workshop. I didn't think it'd be that bad. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot. So I've got the frame here. I remember that wheel clamp, which I don't normally use, so that was able to clamp it up nice and straight. Somebody had made an attempt to seal off the swinging arm. They'd put a plastic cup in here, but it's got a hole in it. I don't mean it's got a damaged hole in, I mean it's got a hole drilled in the end of it, so water still got in. I'll have to put some rust inhibitor stuff in there to kill all that rust off. I'll maybe pour a bit of vinegar in and leave it just to dissolve the loose rust, and then put some of a phos acid based one in just to convert all the rust. And then that'll be that done. So we're all ready now for that to go in there. Make our measurements. What I'll do is I'll make bushes with, oh, let's hope it's big enough. I think it is. Just. I'll make this with faces that will take up that little bit of slack, so they'll be like thrust faces against that. And then of course we'll have to make up some spaces for in there, but once we put this together with the bushes in, I can make a nice accurate measurement and just make up some spaces for there. I've ordered the bearings for the headstock, so they will be here I think this afternoon, so we can get on doing the new stem, new steering stem. Okay, what else now? What can I do while I'm waiting for those? I don't want to turn up these bushes until I've got the piece of stock for there. That's coming today as well. Some 4130 tube, as I say, with a nice thick wall. So we can make that and get that all nice and right. Oh, one thing we will need are, because I don't know where I got the other ones of these bearings, but they had rubber covers. I don't think these ones that I've ordered do. So I'm going to make a cap top and bottom, just to keep the weather out. So let's have a look into doing that. Right then, I've had my lunch. It's a good boy today. I had salad. I found one of the original ones off the Greaves. There should be another one. This is the one that goes on the top. I'll show you in a minute. I can't find the ones that go on the bottom yoke, and I definitely took them off carefully, so put that to one side. But the main thing is, here's my McMaster car order. So this isn't really an unboxing because there's nothing special here. Ordered this yesterday about 4:30. Okay. Bearing. Oh, that's the gearbox. A sealed bearing. That's good, so that's engine part. That can go over there. There's our piece of 5/8 4130 tube, all in the middle. That's a tight fit. I tell you what I'm going to do there is I'm going to run I'm pretty sure I've got a 5/8 reamer. We'll run that through there. It's a 12-inch piece, it's nicely long enough. Sanding belts and 2 more bearings. Taper rollers for the steering head, so let's have a look at that. So I don't know if it's all that banging on this, but we're out of line. That goes in, it's a bit tight, but it goes through. There's a good way out there. And if I go around to the other side, it actually slides in a lot easier here. It's out there. It's to the back, down a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is make the bushes for this. Or actually, I could put it in. See how easily that came out of there? Bushes aren't in, but it will sit in there. Hang on a minute. Okay. It's the next day actually. This is going to be the last bit because I've got quite a lot of video. So I've got that to go all the way through, but I want to check that things aren't twisted. So what I've done is put a piece of rod through this front engine mounting. And then what we'll do, measure the same place both sides because there's a little bit of wobble in this rod, and to the front of that is 18 3/4 inches. And to the front of that is 18 3/4 inches. So I don't know whether these have twisted a little bit, but that is spot on. Okay, so we can set to and make some bushes for the swinging arm. Right, let me have a look at these headstock bearings now. There's the top race knocked in. And there's the cover I found, so that goes on there because the bearing sits up proud of this. So that goes on there and that'll trap on there nicely. So I think this is slightly more than that, sort of almost goes in, so we might have to take a little bit off that. Yeah, it almost goes in. Alright, so as I say, I think I'm going to be 50 some minutes of video. That's quite enough for you for this week, so I will continue working, but we'll call that it for the video. And what we'll do next week is we're going to do this stem, put the other bearing in the bottom, do the stem, so that is finished, and we'll turn up the bushes and the spacers and stuff to put the swinging arm in. Alright, so until then, you know what to do. Stay safe and enjoy yourselves.